A shark feeding frenzy. One of the ocean realm's most fascinating spectacles. Dozens of hungry animals slash and tear at their prey with razor-sharp teeth. One of our greatest fears is a fatal encounter with a shark. Magnificent and misunderstood, their aggressive reputations are greatly undeserved. Today, we'll set out to discover why shark attacks should be called more appropriately shark accidents. We'll work with renowned behaviorist Dr. Eric Ritter to prove that even so-called dangerous animals like lemon and bull sharks are not serious threats. We'll travel to the northern Bahamas for a remarkable encounter with over 100 large sharks. We'll study and tag animals with Gary Atkinson of Walker's Key Undersea Adventures and the Shark Education and Research Center. We'll also examine the evolution of sharks with Dr. Gordon Hubble, one of the world's foremost collectors of shark jaws and fossilized shark teeth. Dozens of large sharks tear at a block of fish bait. Their fearsome jaws and aggressive behavior stir a man-eater image. These misconceptions, reinforced by Hollywood, unfairly damn a large group of highly diverse animals. The vast majority of sharks are unaggressive to people. Serious assaults worldwide number less than 100 per year, with only a handful of fatalities. No creature on Earth has a worse and perhaps less deserved reputation. Most sharks are, for a lack of a better word, cowards, meaning that unless provoked or threatened, they prefer to retreat rather than to challenge anything as large as a man. Most incidents are bite and release or slashing type wounds. These actions suggest warnings rather than attempts to kill. Objects of fear and fascination, sharks have inhabited the seas for hundreds of millions of years, among Earth's oldest living creatures. Since our own appearance a mere few million years ago, man has undoubtedly been intrigued by these remarkable animals.
This is a tooth from a big Megalodon, the so-called megatooth shark that existed from 15 million years ago to around 2 million years ago. And this is one of the biggest ones that I know of in existence. This animal lived up until around 2 million years ago, as near as we can tell. And when you think about that, that would be contemporary with some of the early human-type critters that inhabited the Earth. You can just speculate that people, or at least the animals that resembled people back then, did not go to the beach to swim very often, and if they did, they may only have gone once. This shark would probably have reached 60 feet in total length, maybe even a little more.
Dr. Gordon Hubble is one of the world's foremost experts on shark evolution. His remarkable collection of fossilized shark teeth and restored jaws is unparalleled. Through extensive travels in search of fossil teeth and his restoration efforts, Dr. Hubble has joined a chorus of scientists and researchers who fear the worst for this magnificent predator.
Sharks are the top predator in the ocean, so theoretically, if we do something to affect the shark population, it's going to affect just about everything else in the ocean. It's going to trickle down to even the even the small fish and some of the invertebrates that live in the ocean. And I think we're in a position that we don't want to know what would happen if we eliminated the shark population, because it could be disastrous.
In order to more closely study sharks in their natural habitat, we traveled to tiny Walker's Cay, a remote island located at the northernmost tip of the Bahamas.
Charlie X-ray, I'd like to go to company for a sec, call you back. Roger.
Walker's Cay has been a renowned sport fishing and cruising destination for decades. Located less than 100 miles east of the South Florida coast, the island hosts thousands of fishermen each year. Seizing on the availability of fresh fish carcasses, Gary Atkinson of Walker's Cay Undersea Adventures found a novel means of recycling normally discarded fish parts.
Walker's Cay is a premier fishing destination, so we get a tremendous amount of fish nutrient through our fish cleaning rooms. Subsequently, one day my staff came up to me and said, Gary, whenever when we go down to dump the carcasses at the end of the runway, the sharks hear the trucks coming and they gather. Well, I took a look at this and was astounded by it, and I thought, well, it'd be a natural progression then to relocate it out to the reef, and subsequently that's what we did. We started saving the carcasses, packing them, created the chum sickle.
Along with renowned shark behaviorist Dr. Eric Ritter, Gary Atkinson has helped to establish the Shark Education and Research Center at Walker's Cay. One of their main goals is to enhance awareness of the shark's plight through interaction with the animals in their natural habitat.
I think it's so vitally important that people learn as much as they can about an animal that is really misunderstood. The reason we do what we do is it's a myth exploder. People suddenly realize that, gee whiz, I'm down here with 100 animals and I'm safe, and they could care less that I'm here. And they walk away with a whole different, rich experience than they ever thought they'd get when they first arrived here. That's the seed you're planting out there, because they're going to tell other people, and the sharks have a bad rap as it is anyway. And I feel like our job here is to let people know that they're not the bad guy people have made them out to be.
Once at the dive site, the captain revs the boat's engines. This noise is a cue for the sharks in the area that a feeding is about to begin. As the frozen block of bait sinks to the bottom, only a few sharks appear to be interested. Other smaller fish are quick to take advantage of the free meal. Within a few minutes, the sharks become more interested in the food. Eventually, over 100 sharks make an appearance. The sharks are conditioned to feed from the chum ball and do not associate divers with food. Even in close quarters with the bait, our camera team used no special protection from the sharks. once thought to be set off by a single drop of blood, the infamous feeding frenzy may instead be incited by several different stimuli. The head-shaking actions of other sharks and the vibrations of the first animals to feed appear to excite many of the sharks. Sharks are a great deal more sophisticated than we previously thought. We now know that they have a higher sensitivity to electrical fields than any other animal, the most remarkable detection system in all of nature. This sensitivity enables them to locate hidden prey and may also aid sharks in the process of daily movement and long-range migration. There's even speculation that they can orient themselves in the open sea electromagnetically, taking bearings from the Earth's magnetic field. More recent research on sharks' brains, sensory systems, and behavior contradict many popular misconceptions of sharks. They are certainly not unpredictable eating machines with nothing more than a good sense of smell. The feeding at Walker's Cay has proven that sharks are capable not only of learning, but also of retaining data. When regular shark feedings are discontinued, even for weeks at a time, the same animals routinely return to the site as if there was no interruption. This suggests that the animals are able to learn and remember. As the chum ball wears down and eventually falls to the bottom, the sharks vie for position with the remaining morsels of food. The main types of sharks that participate in the feeding are nurse sharks and Caribbean reef and blacktip sharks. This reef shark has a few hitchhikers along for the ride. Juvenile barjacks mimic every move of the host shark. They ride along for protection because right behind the shark are larger jacks, just waiting for one of them to stray from the pack. Like nearly all other sharks, these reef sharks are equipped with a lifetime supply of teeth. Each one is quickly replaced when it falls out or works loose. Hundreds of small teeth are dislodged from their jaws as the sharks bite on the metal rods holding the chum ball in place. Divers looking for a souvenir simply have to scour the bottom.
Yeah! That was wild. Must have been 100 sharks down there. Gray reef, blacktip sharks, lemon, a couple of nurse sharks.
Some people have criticized the feeding of wild animals, and in some cases I have to agree with that. In this particular situation, we were very cautious in what we would do, and in the feeding situation, we knew that we've got 100 sharks. We could never supply enough nutrient to support a 100 shark population, nor did I want to. What we wanted to do was create a situation that would give the animals a focus so that we could interact with them and study them.
One of the fringe benefits of these regular shark feedings is that they are wonderful opportunities to study the animals. Gary Atkeson and behaviorist Dr. Eric Ritter have mounted an intensive tagging and research program on behalf of the Shark Education and Research Center.
Our tagging stick is about a 4-inch long penetration on the fat pad on either side of the dorsal fin of the shark. That's my target area. This is a tag that we use with the Aquarium of Americas. It's a passive electronic chip tag. It's called a pit tag. And the pit tag is a device that you can scan underwater with a unit that gives you a digital readout, very similar to the barcode in the grocery store. And we can do roll call then without having to touch the animal. Gathering data was important, but my real motivation for tagging these animals was to give them just another thin line of defense in case a fisherman caught them. And the mentality of the average fisherman is that the sharks are a nuisance and a good shark is a dead shark. People are more inclined to release them, and indeed we know of a half a dozen or more instances where that exactly situation took place, where they were released because the fisherman saw the tag in the back, going, oh yeah, they're doing this thing at Walker's Key, don't kill him, let's get the tag number, cut him loose, let him go, and return the tag number.
Dr. Ritter and Gary Adkison demonstrate a unique phenomenon called tonic immobility. The sharks are rendered immobile when inverted. This allows close study of the animals and aids divers in removing embedded fishing hooks.
It's important to realize that in the Bahamas, just for the economy of this country, that animal is worth far more alive than he is dead. My animals, since I have well over 100 of them, are probably worth about $10,000 to $15,000 a piece annually in tourist dollars that are brought into the local economy here. Whereas if that animal's killed and his fins are hacked off, he's worth a few dollars one time. That's it.
An authority in shark biology and behavior, Dr. Eric Ritter has studied sharks around the world. He's come up with several interesting theories about their behavior. One of the most intriguing ideas is that even so-called dangerous sharks, like great whites, bulls, and lemon sharks, are not inclined to attack humans, even when enticed with bait. In a unique experiment at Walker's Key, Gary Adkison and Dr. Ritter attracted a handful of large lemon and bull sharks to shore with repeated feedings. These particular animals, some measuring over 10 feet long, are known man-eaters and have registered many attacks on divers and swimmers. Eric's theory is that these notoriously aggressive sharks will not attack humans, even when provoked with food. When a rare attack does occur, he believes it's an accident caused by territorial aggression, much like a dog protecting its yard. After only a few minutes of chumming with fish carcasses, a few small nurse and reef sharks appear in the waist-deep water. The most trusting of these animals, and the first to approach the divers, is the nurse shark. These relatively harmless fish have very small mouths and suck in their food. Small reef sharks are the next to take the bait, darting in and out of the shallow water. Before long, the sharks we'd hoped to see make an appearance. A handful of lemon sharks, each almost 10 feet long, come in to inspect the carcasses. Remember, these sharks are usually considered aggressive, and our camera team are only inches from the bait.
The one shark that gives me the most concern is the lemon shark. They almost are like a hyperactive child, and when they come in, they're very agitated, very aggressive. I've dove a lot with lemons and they had no problems, but I've also had lemons chase me onto a coral head and out of the water in the South Pacific and repeatedly bite the coral head, and I had no reason other than I may have been in his territory or on his turf.
Another potentially dangerous Caribbean shark is the bull shark. These heavy-bodied, large animals are implicated in a number of human attacks. The remoras that hitch a ride with the sharks seem to be a greater threat, approaching within a few inches of the camera.
My current research deals with the interaction of sharks and human beings. I would like to find out what triggers a reaction when a human being is in the water, as a swimmer or as a diver. The shallow water feeding, the reason why we do this is actually to show that there is actually no threat to us if we're in the water with so big animals, the lemon sharks, the bull sharks, two supposedly very aggressive sharks, 9-10 footer I've seen yesterday. Nothing happened.
The shark is an animal that's been on this planet for close to 500 million years, that has been brought to the verge of extinction in the past 20 years. It's an animal that is an apex predator, and as an apex predator, he keeps our oceans clean, he keeps our populations under control, he cleans up the sick and wounded, and he's being wiped out at such a tremendous rate. You remove the shark, you suddenly turn our oceans in a very, very short period of time into a septic system, a sewer tank. If we don't protect this animal, then all of us lose. Everybody, right on down through the whole generations, we all lose. And what a sad thing. I want my kids to see what I saw today and what you saw today. Without that animal there, we might as well throw in the towel, because our oceans will be a wasteland then without him. We need to protect him.
When we consider the extreme rarity of shark attacks, maybe we should question our right to kill millions of them each year. If we could only realize that sharks present no threat to mankind and that they play a vital role in the ocean realm, perhaps there would be hope for their continued survival.